Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, this time around I'm going to be reacting to a video from the talk show. There's a talk show on NBS television in Uganda, and which is called the Frontline. And this time around they have hosted Honorable Robert Sentamu Chagulanyi, aka Bobby Wine, with Honorable Ms.T and then Honorable Mugisha Muntu as well, and the usual people on the panel, that is Honorable Miriam Atembe, Honorable Norbert Mao, and Ofono Pondo, who is a political analyst. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, my opinions are always my opinions and are not opinions of anybody else, and if expressed, they are not the views of NBS or the views of the people on the panel, but they are my own views, and I think I'm entitled to my opinion as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it.
A very good evening and welcome to this edition of Frontline. My name is Charles Sodomso, and this Thursday, the 5th of October 2017, the Frontline is back. The guests are here. The frontliners are on the way. Some are here. But let me introduce the ones who are here. Mr. Ofono Opondo, the Honorable State Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Mwesigwa Rukutana. Dr. Miriam Atembe, frontliner, is here. The rest that we expect are on the way. But first, let's go for that frontline trigger.
Limiters push Uganda to the international scene with questions on whether the country is setting for life presidency. But while many may agree that the 875 is not too old for anyone to serve as a president, the issues more on Museveni's seeming permanence in power. This therefore means that focusing on the person of Museveni to oppose lifting of age limits is placing the person above a principle and subjecting the constitution to individual benefits rather than to values that transcend those individuals. Those opposed to the age limit have adopted several measures to show their dissatisfaction, from fights on the floor of parliament to boycotting parliamentary sittings in the name of solidarity to tying red ribbons and now dressing in red attires. While this is ongoing, those pushing to have the bill enacted into law are moving very fast. As we talk, it is now at committee stage. The question is the opposition using the right strategy? Are they fighting the losing battle? And as legislators on either side push for what they believe in, where is the place of those they represent? Whose interests are they fighting for?
I was woken up at around 2:30 a.m. by heavy explosives, and unfortunately I didn't have my phone that time. But then we are put in some kind of disarray. We are in some terrible fear. We could not even communicate within the house because we didn't know what had happened.
Three of the outspoken legislators, including Luraga North MP Moses Kasibante, Chadondo East MP Chagulanyi Robert, also known as Bobby Wine, and Machinde East MP Alan Sewanyana, have had grenades thrown at their residences, raising fears of their safety. Can these incidents be linked to the age limit debate, or are they merely acts of criminality?
Imagine.
This is the Frontline.
Welcome back from that frontline trigger. Let me introduce a guest who has just joined us, Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, commonly known as Frontline. He's in the studio here, the MP for Chadondo East in Wakiso. You're most welcome. good to see you, and you're most welcome to the Frontline. This is your maiden appearance. And we are still expecting the Frontline and Norbert Mao, together with FDC President, retired Major General Mugisha Muntu. We are expecting them.
Why is that noise?
With the Honorable Mwesigwa Rukutana. Today we are looking at the constitutional amendment proposals as they are now. It has been presented already for first reading, done. Now we are into the second reading. The most critical point of doing consultations and the real details.
The way they are trying to move the bill so fast, you know.
That is very important.
Exactly.
To own.
Exactly.
Good evening to you viewers, and good evening to frontliners. The bill is the private member's bill, as everybody knows. It is a bill sponsored by the Honorable Magezi, Member of Parliament for Igara
West,
I think. And it seeks to amend Article 61 of the Constitution to provide for the time within which to hold presidential and parliamentary elections. That's one. Two, to provide for eligibility for persons to be elected district chairpersons and president under Article 102B of the Constitution. Three, to increase the number of days within which to file and determine presidential election petitions under Article 104, Clause 2 and 3, and 4, to increase the number of days within which the Election Commission should conduct fresh elections in the case of nullification of elections. Basically, essentially, that's what the private member is seeking to achieve.
If I look back to 2016, there was a presidential petition in the case of Mbabazi. Are all those issues that the Supreme Court, the 10 recommendations that the Supreme Court made,
the answer is
are
no.
they on this proposal?
No.
Not all the
You see?
amendments.
These people think we are stupid.
This proposal, the private member picked what he thought.
You see, they have selective memory, you know.
Which your government supported.
Selective.
To us as government.
You see?
And the process is right away. Consider all the 10 commandments of the Supreme Court, plus the over 200 proposals that were left over during the previous Constitutional Review Commission, headed by Professor Sembewa, and some other proposals for amendment that over the time we have come up with as government.
Good. Honorable Chagulanyi, you, I don't know who your leader is. You operate like gorillas in parliament. But so it is hard to tell who the leader, the real commander is. But I saw you as one of them. But since you're representing the opposition here for now, given the recommendations that you see and from what you're seeing the minister is reading now, and arising out of your opposition to this whole
may you
thing
give
from the
him
beginning,
wisdom.
are you people going to participate
answer.
in the process of consultation the next 45 days? Are you people going to participate?
Thank you so much. Good evening, frontliners, and good evening, viewers. It's my maiden appearance on this program, and I'm sure very many people are watching me down in the ghetto, down in Chadolo East, and
all over Uganda and the world, actually.
Sure. I request that I communicate.
Please do.
In the way I deem appropriate to pass a message to the people, since this is a very big platform. First and foremost, I find it very important to make it understandable to the commonest person. You see, one thing I'm learning about politics is that our leaders, and now I'm one of the leaders, tend to use a lot of English, a lot of good words, a lot of explanations, a lot of books to
Very
explain
true.
something very small.
Very small.
And
That's
in any
true.
case, when you find them using a lot of words, then they're trying to cover something.
Exactly.
What are we talking about here? The whole idea is changing Article 102B
Exactly.
of the Constitution.
Exactly.
What does that mean to the common Ugandan? That means, enshrining a rule that has been there for 31 years. That is what it means. We will go around it. We will use a lot of English.
I know.
We'll get great men to come here and talk about it. But that's what it means to the common person. Now, people have been seeing us
Bobby Wine.
raising voices here and there. I want to raise my voice now, and maybe to put you right, I'm not here to represent the opposition. No, I'm here to represent what is right. Because even when I'm in parliament, even
Very
NRM
good.
members disagree with it. The common people, they die hards of NRM. They believe that Uganda should be given a chance to go on. So, in a nutshell, the article that they seek to amend, that they are targeting, is actually to remove the age cap of 75 years of age for the president, no matter how much we sugarcoat it. That's the reality.
Good, very
and
good.
For them, people know.
Very good, Bobby.
So that is what
very
should,
good.
Make clear
I
to
love
people
you.
and give them reasons.
Exactly.
So you are not going to support
no.
any of the proposals. Is
no.
that what you are saying?
Well, all other proposals are just, trying to
exactly
escort the big one.
The whole idea is to remove Article 102B.
I love Bobby Wine.
Dr.
I love Bobby Wine.
You have listened
I know,
to
right?
the two.
Just using big grammar like Nigerians say.
As a Ugandan, a senior citizen, especially one who participated in the initial gathering of views across the country, do you
honestly
think,
using big grammar for no reason, for a small
last year,
for a small issue,
this
you know,
is something that we can.
I'm so glad Bobby Wine could just break it down into something
the period of consultation
simple for everyone to understand.
A minister.
Actually, in charge of the real docket.
And I know this Kutana deep down in his
My
heart,
damn
he knows what they are doing is wrong.
good.
He knows it very, very well. But what can he do? His hands are tied. They are dealing with a monstrous situation which they must succumb to, otherwise they are in trouble. What I want to say is this. I want to tell Honorable Kutana very, very clearly that however much the leadership of NRM has tried to make us stupid with the public, maybe if I can use the word, if they are serious, they think we are serious. Because something which even 5-year-old child
can understand,
even 10 years or whatever,
I
they
know.
do know.
Even my 13-year-old can understand and see through the whole idea.
The 75 age limit to accommodate life presidency, imperial president for Uganda. And honestly, Ugandans out there, I mean, we are moving. We are not in parliament. We don't have authority. We are not majority. Like Nankarwa says, you see, her royal, what do they call the queen? Her royal highness, the queen of Uganda, Nankarwa, will tell you, I am government, I am majority.
And we are here
what
to
can
stay.
You do? Okay. That parliament has got over 400 people. But the whole of Uganda out there are the majority.
Good.
Are the people.
Good.
So I want these people. They may be arrogant.
I know.
They may do whatever
that's the biggest problem right now. You know, the people in government are so arrogant.
But they know Honorable Kutana deep down in his heart, together with the rest, they know. They are killing this nation. They hate Uganda. Because if they did love Uganda,
they would never be doing what they are doing.
Independence, which they are celebrating. I had the minister in
president's office warning people.
We are there. We shall deal with you.
I know.
If you celebrated Square, is this what President Museveni
and commander, I mean,
former
army commander here, and my brothers, all of them. Is this what they fought for?
Good, good.
That we may never have peaceful handover of power?
Good. At this point, let me
Very well
quickly
said, Matembe.
introduce General Mugisha Muntu, retired, but he is currently the leader or president of the Forum for Democratic Change. You're most welcome, General. Today you are late. I usually know you for for being a stickler with the timekeeping. I need to bring this this conversation to you at this point,
Bobby is looking at Monty.
Whatever we think,
Bobby
the
Wine
bill
is
is now
very
before
intelligent
Parliament
boy.
for
Very,
the
very
process,
intelligent
which is
boy.
to either amend or to add whatever it is going to happen to that law. I mean, to that proposed law. As a leader of the opposition, what is your take on how to handle this process? Is your membership going to continue opposing by stopping the process, or what is it that you're discussing with them as a strategy on this bill?
Let me apologize for being late. I'd also like to thank you for hosting us to discuss this topic that is critical in the history of our country. I believe there is consensus more or less building in the country across political lines, across ages, across gender, that the last safety valve that there is in the constitution should not be tampered with.
Good.
I believe all Ugandans know that there were two
valves,
safeguards that had been built
the
within
term
the
limit and
One,
the age
term
limit.
The term limit was amended in 2004. The majority of the people in the significant number of people in the public didn't understand the implications of that removal, which I am glad to recognize now with what is happening in the country, that on the age limit, the country seems to have woken up. Regardless of what you may see the regime trying to say on radio, on TVs, and
sugarcoat, like Bobby Wine has said.
Parliament. But you can see across the country, across the religious denominations, when you hear statements being given from all denominations, individually by leaders, and also collectively in some of the regions, and the districts are also coming up, when you hear the voices in civil society, the voices from the traditional opposition, the voices from the movement leaders themselves, and really would like to congratulate those who are coming up and standing firmly on that. I've seen statements from a number of members of parliament on the movement side. We have been following, hearing the grassroots leaders of the movement in the different parts of the country, youth leaders. I've been listening on radio, hearing youth leaders of the movement, some of them as high as up in SEC. There is a building consensus that this remaining safety valve should not be touched. So it is incumbent upon us who are leaders, regardless of where we stand, whether we're in the opposition, whether we're in
NRM or independence,
to recognize that this is not an issue which should be driven on partisan lines.
Exactly.
It's an issue which basically touches the very stability of the country. And therefore, there are the short-term things that immediate that we must deal with. For example, the bill has been sent to the committee, which I understand has been given 45 days. And then the question is how to store it, how hopefully to keep on interacting with those who are in the leadership of government at the different levels, communication from us, from the religious leaders, from the elders. Hopefully that sanity might prevail.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
Best case scenario.
But sanity for sure, because
arrogance which is also being
so much arrogance. That's my biggest problem, right now. So much arrogance.
Maybe they may not read the
and it's going to lead to their downfall. Trust me.
And they may keep pushing.
The Nankaviras of today.
We have to work with not only because in the opposition clearly there is a stand which has been taken, and we salute the colleagues who took a stand last time, minority numbers as they were. At least they brought up the whole question and it became visible in the whole country.
What is that stand? As
the
far
stand
as
they took in parliament when they took a stand, few as they were, and the regime, as all regimes which lose focus, made so many mistakes in responding to the cries on the floor of the parliament from the, our leaders in the opposition and the independents, and the few who had come out on the movement side. So when that happened, the fracas that ensued has basically now brought this whole idea into the public domain, and you can see the reaction since that time. And therefore, we must build on that to ensure that we build numbers within Parliament itself. But we bump into so many people, leaders, even on the movement side, who really understand that this is no longer a partisan question. This is a question that must be dealt with as a country if we want to remain intact.
I will be coming back to you, General. I need to bring in OO at this point. General refers to your arrogance in responding
so much arrogance.
Maybe the pressure of
it's going to lead to their downfall. Trust me.
Is that the true reflection of what is involved from the NRM side?
First of all, I love his tone. I hope it's not a tone of arrogance or subdued trait. But let me just
this man can be so patronizing, you know.
The way it belongs to Bishop Mutu. So we have equal rights. So in an attempt.
So why, if we have equal rights, then why do you arrest people who are trying to say, you know, they should not touch the constitution? People live double standards, you know. How stupid.
You are extremely few. In civilized democracies, we say the minority should have their say. At the end of the day, the majority should have their way. If they use
let's wait and see
properly, the rules are available. That's in civilized democracy. And if we are building civilized democracy, like General Mutu and his colleagues would want the public to believe, then the minimum they can accept is let us have a discourse. Is there anything in Uganda that we cannot discuss? That we can say, that is not good area, we can't be discussed? We discuss whether God exists or not.
This whole thing is just a money-making scheme, you know. Because you see now they've put up now 20 million shillings for every constituency. Instead of collectively, you know, taking that money and putting up better hospitals.
I have read this constitution from page to page, back to back. I have not found a single provision which is categorized as the minor one and the bigger one. General Mutu and Maria were in CA. In their wisdom, the infinite wisdom that they have.
This man is so patronizing.
They found it unnecessary to make this particular provision being talked about, 102B, entrenched or to be subjected to rigorous methods of amendment by Parliament, by District Council resolution.
You can't blame them 100%. Like Mrs. Nora Mukasa Owini or whatever she said, you know, the lawyer. At that time, they had not foreseen, you know, what exactly could happen, you know, if anybody could want to tamper with it. And that's why they didn't entrench it.
You are the one who has already there, and you use the word commandments of the Supreme Court. Why would anybody who is a member of Parliament think that commandments of the Supreme Court is simply for side show? If you don't want Article 102, I think the best thing you should do, bring reasons, mobilize your side, mobilize the NRM side.
See there, Bobby Wine is analyzing.
So that you promote those provisions you think are critical. But to attempt to say that because you have already read, you are going to lose. And again, I like the wisdom of General Mutu. When it suits them, then they say the numbers don't matter. The numbers don't matter. In that parliament, FDC is considered the principal opposition party precisely because it has a few more MPs than the Democratic Party, than the UPs. That's why the numbers count. So when you come here now and you say numbers don't count.
Stop taking issues around and around. That's a non-issue, you know.
I've seen countries that go to war, and even when they declare war, sometimes the vote in their parliaments are on partisan line, on the party line. And so they are invoking this thing that it should be non-partisan because they know they don't have the number
It doesn't
in
matter.
the assembly, in the parliament, which is supposed to take the decision. But let me
Zimbabwe.
there then. Let me there then.
Mm.
If indeed it is true that they have done their research, this matter is very unpopular, as they say. We have impending local council election 1 and 2. Let me there, General.
Of course, you're going to rig. You're going to
the
steal the votes.
For L1 and 2.
Have you forgotten
take
that
this
the
issue of
electoral
age
commission is under you?
The election issue for LC1 and LC2. And we see which party will take the majority of LC1.
You're going to
and
steal the votes.
If
It's so
indeed they
obvious.
have the majority. The consultations have begun.
That's a no-brainer.
At least from yesterday, the speaker has said, I believe members of
Such
parliament and others are now
fool.
engaged. Most people in the country now know the different positions. I would dare, General Mutu, that we go and engage the population in the next 45 days and beyond over this matter. The decision.
You eat your own words.
I would dare
Trust
him
me.
in Reshemere, where he comes from. I would dare him, the kind of campaign there, and we make this thing the issue.
Good.
You eat your own words. And my prayer to God is that people reject your 20 million that you're going to use to bribe them.
Let me ask a question that many people have asked, and it's coming from an NRM MP who says that no one says our constitution is perfect, but how do some of the proposed amendments help it become a better document? That's an important question that I found, on a number of fora from your MPs, but also others.
Well, I thank you very much. But before I answer that question, I want to put this debate in a proper perspective.
Yeah, proper context.
I want to begin with the Honorable Ms.T, who is a lawyer, who was in the CA with me, who is a seasoned politician. While I may excuse my brother here, the Honorable Chagurani, and to some extent, Honorable Shamonti, because they are not lawyers and they have not been in the political realm, it becomes difficult for me to appreciate the stance of the Honorable Matembe when he says they, meaning the government, are trying to do A, B, C, D.
Go to the point, man.
ABCD. Because, as a lawyer, Miriam Matembe knows the tenets of democracy, the doctrine of separation
of powers.
In that doctrine, it is clearly known that there are 3 organs of state: the legislature,
the executive, and the judiciary.
And the judiciary. Now, those organs of state act independently. Here we are faced with a situation where the legislature, through its members, come up with some proposed amendments which they deem will better the constitution. Because, as you know, from our constitution, all power belongs to the people, and the people will exercise the power through their elected representatives.
That's Article 1.
Article 1. And Article 1, 1 and 4. So, in the wisdom of the legislature, a private member of parliament comes up with an amendment which he deems appropriate to better the constitution as it is today. He formulates his amendment, includes the items he wants to include, and puts them up for debate. Now, I want the Honorable Matembe as a lawyer with 1 degree, with a 2nd degree, and a third one, to tell me what mischief, what wrong, what unconstitutionality. Oh Lord, these people, they'll never get it. They'll never get the point. Because he was with me when we enacted this. They'll never get the point. We recognize that time will come when it will be necessary for the people to review the provisions of the Constitution. We know that society is not static. You know you're moving that bill in bad faith.
I think that question should
I don't know why you cannot get that.
To answer what is the mischief with Article 102? Because as a senior lawyer, me, I'm just a student. Indeed, we are taught and we are told that in order to amend a law or reform, there should be some mischief. You should be the one to tell us
what the mischief is.
That with your experience, that this is the mischief with 102. And that is why I, as executive, together with my cabinet colleagues, are moving that we should support Majezi, a private member, to amend. That is your question, not Matembe.
In the mind of the private member who moved this motion, the mischief is that limiting the presidential age, accession to the presidency, to 75 years, is discriminatory.
No, the mischief is he's trying to do it for Museveni and nobody else. So just shut up and don't even lie to us.
In his mind, and in the mind of many of us,
you see, he's just even thinking about what to say.
Access to the presidency to that age,
to 35.
You see, he's
35.
just thinking of what to say. Just
rules out what candidates. Actually, in the CA, I, together with the Honorable Dr. Chiza Ms.T, I don't know, is he still, no, he's not president now, of FDC, protested and we raised that matter. We said, since we are giving all power to the people to choose their leaders, why do we give them with one hand and take away with another? Why do we not leave the people to decide? Because the issue of age, whether the lower limit or the upper limit, should be within the knowledge of the people. They should determine who is capable of leading them, irrespective of the age, lower or higher.
Oh, good.
you have not even answered the question. Just moving round and round over nothing really.
In a multi-party dispensation, each party presents the person it deems to be the most capable to put forward its manifesto and complete for leadership.
Good.
You know you're
I
lying.
need to bring General, and then I come to Robert. General, I'm coming back to you. Let me first bring in the guest. Don't worry. Keep the point. Keep the point boiling. Keep it on ice. General was dying to respond. That is a challenge from the Honorable Rukutana. Each party in a multi-party system should present the best captain. Why is the opposition opposed to that?
You know why term limits and age limit are popular in Africa? It's because of the political environment. In established democracies,
where they use military.
as much. Though even in the democracies themselves, like America, they have got term limits. Germany doesn't have it. The UK doesn't have it. They have different political systems. The difference between them and us is that we are in a phase of transitioning from dictatorships to trying to establish political systems that would establish and deepen democracy and systems of good governance that are based on observation of values like justice, like fairness, like transparency. We have not reached there yet. The countries which are progressing so far steadily in that path are the ones which have sustained those provisions. A country like Ghana, you can see Ghana is moving steadily in that direction. Countries like Tanzania. In our particular case, I had the issue of the constitution and laws. Yes, it depends on the political context. Because even apartheid had a constitution. They had laws. However, the issue of justice, apartheid could never
deal with it.
Its presence in South Africa, in spite of the constitution they had, in spite of the laws on the basis of which they were governing South Africa. Because they had locked out the majority of the people, and it had to come to an end. Now, when you look at our situation in Uganda, look at our history. We have had turbulence for the last 54 years. 81, when we went to the bush, that was even more radical than what is being
Done now.
Those of us who went to the bush had the belief that political space had completely been restricted and there was no other avenue other than to get arms and fight. It really baffles my mind to see that a number of the leaders who are in government now and who went to the bush seem not to recognize that. But when you restrict space, that you open avenues through which people will try to resolve the standing political questions.
Exactly.
Other than through the political channels.
It's just like parents being so, so tough and,
I know what happened in Changwanz.
Not being free with their children or giving their children some kind of freedom, The child will always find a way of rebelling, innit?
In the term limit, 2004. You recognize that, for example, the 4 ministers who stood up and spoke against it, within a month or so, they were all out of cabinet. They were shuffled out. The Honorable Tembezier, the late Katyagaya was one of those. The Dandi Sari, who is still alive, fortunately. There is also Sarah Chinji, who is also alive, fortunately. We recognize that there had been manipulation behind the scenes. And eventually, even the committee that had been set up to go and discuss that question all over the country so that the organization would reach a consensus on what to do was scattered on a Sunday, one day before the delegates conference of 6,000 people to whom this issue was put. And of course, they passed it. The rest is history. And the remaining safety part of age limit
is what must be.
It is to stop General Museveni in his tracks. Or if they were to succeed pushing through, it is to him that it benefits. But it endangers the country.
It endangers the country.
It endangers the country.
Good.
That's the whole point.
Good. Let's hold it at that point because you raised the point, the issue of context. I need to balance your participation. Robert, is that what you wanted to raise as well?
First of all, I want to respond to the two gentlemen. I'm glad I'm meeting Mr. Ofonopondo for the first time. I always doubted him, but now I forgive him.
Why do you doubt him?
First and foremost, he talked about civilized way of debate.
Yes.
Where you let the other person present their case. I wonder if he's not ashamed to talk about civilization because you realize that people that have been against lifting the age limit
have been arrested.
Not even been given a chance to express themselves.
Exactly.
It has gone as nasty as locking them in their houses, as nasty as beating up young children
in buses,
young children, simply because they wear red. You see, now that's the kind of civilization you talk about. But I don't blame Mr. Oponofondo. Why? Because even when it got as nasty as personally intimidating and threatening the lives of we people that stand against it and throwing grenades at our houses, he came out and said, we are throwing at the grenades.
At themselves.
At ourselves.
You know, very insensitive.
So I forgive you for that. Now to turn to the Honorable Ms.T, with all due respect to your legal profession and the knowledge, I'm only a kid that has grown up admiring you people, and I want to learn from you. But when I look at you guys, I get disappointed. Why? You see, with all due respect to you people's learning, not to say that good people don't need laws to govern them.
Good.
Bad people can find a way around these laws. But unfortunately, for this regime, it has gotten worse that they don't even have time to go around the laws.
I know.
They just overrun them. You talked about the doctrine of separation.
Oh, Bobby Wine, you make so much sense.
That there's no separation of powers. The army walked in Parliament. It was terrible. We've been reading about it in 1966. Obote surrounded the Parliament. This time, the Parliament was not surrounded. Actually, state operatives walked into Parliament and started beating up everybody. You see, I don't know if that is the kind of example you want to show us.
Show us, exactly. Yeah.
Grown up seeing you, I was only 4 years.
Yeah.
When people came to power.
Same to me.
We were singing, we grown up, we grew up, praising you guys and wanting to learn from you and wanting to take our own after you. But you see, what we are learning, I think, is not the best example for the next generation.
Not
so let me
at all.
make 2 quick points. Point number 1, when we go back to the importance of 102, it means 2 things. We, as the new generation, look at you and we want to learn from you, because we are sure we are in this country much longer than you. We are going to inherit all the good things that you do,
and the
and
bad.
we inherit all the mess
Exactly.
that you leave for us. Now, we find it, incumbent upon ourselves to play a part, whether by advising you or by actually taking after you. But here's the point. For the last 31 years, we've never seen
any other president. Exactly.
We've never seen any participation.
Give us the chance.
From anybody else.
Give us
Not
the
even
chance to see someone else come peacefully.
If we were to learn from NRM, then we would see that NRM grooms people. One person takes on from another, and we see a difference. We see a change, which we deserve to see.
One party president, one country president.
You only pass through the ghetto in your armored cars, and that's what you know. But down there, people badly want change, at least from one person to another, which has proved impossible. My second point, and possibly when I'm concluding, is 102. Apart from giving us the opportunity to see something else, apart from giving us the guarantee that actually we have a right, we have the power to put that person in office and remove him from office. By removing it means we don't have any other power, since the executive controls all the options.
Exactly. Even the electoral commission.
And by virtue of that, you've seen them overrun all elections. For example, the most recent election. And finally, 102 is the only safeguard, like General put it clearly. For us as the young generation, we realize that it's the only opportunity for one generation to actually take over peacefully.
Exactly.
When you look at us, as I conclude, you see that many generations have been skipped. And this has created an absolute disconnect.
I
the
know.
guys that are in power know completely nothing.
These are the people we've been seeing for so long.
Why? Because they are insulated from the reality.
Yeah.
The generation from,
and they've been in their positions for so
60
long,
to 50 has not contributed to the country. 50 to 40 and then coming down to us. So that is the only safeguard and guarantee that actually there's opportunity for our generation to also be part of the
history.
Good. Let's go
Very good,
break
Bobby.
right
very,
now.
very good.
Then when I
Very
come back,
well
I'll
stated.
come to Matembe and Ofono, and then to the minister to respond to the issues that have been raised. But let's go for a quick break right now.
Very well stated, Bobby Wine. Very, very well stated. Honestly, we have never seen any person. This man has been the same chairman, the same president of his party, the same leader for all these years, the same leader of the country.
The 5th of October 2017.
It's just too much now.
Break, Dr. Matembe, you wanted
it's just too much. We've grown up seeing the same ministers, the same people in government, Why can't we see any changes, Oh, Lord.
Of course, I know. I studied these laws and I'm a doctor of laws. I know that where there is constitutionalism and the rule of law in the country,
the rule of law
must
reign.
and each organ does its part. But in a country like Uganda,
I know,
where there is no constitutionalism and rule of law, where there is militarization, politics of patronage, intimidation and harassment, I mean, which is seen by everybody.
So open, so transparent.
How can you talk of separation of powers? This, I told him long ago that we are not fools, we Ugandans. This Magezi man, over Magezi, I can as well say Masuru. He's the very person.
He's called Magezi.
Masuru.
Please go ahead.
He is not the one who is bringing this bill. It is the government which is pushing the bill.
They're just using him as a dummy.
the force behind the Magezi, with these ministers, with the Nankarirwa, with the minister Anite, with the, all of them. And then the fact that they had to unleash the terrorism. We watched it from state president
gallery
coming down to harass all these people and destroy them because they are interfering with the government
issue.
Object, project.
It's a project for sure.
Me, I don't believe it. Theory is there. Theory.
And practical. Exactly.
Uganda practices that there is no constitutionalism and rule of law.
No freedom of speech or expression.
Patronage, money, buying, and all that. That's what reigns. Now he asked me, let me finish the mischief. He said, what mischief is there in this bill which they are bringing?
He answered that.
He asked me what mischief. Can I talk also? This article which they want to remove and the other article of term limit were put there to prevent the mischief. They were put there to prevent that mischief. And unfortunately, what is so sad, none of these provisions have been tested.
Exactly.
At least you amend a provision
after it's been tested and tried, and it has failed.
Because it may be some
good
negative consequences. But as soon as President Museveni's term is about to end,
then they come up with something.
As soon as he's left with 3 years to become 75, the age limit must be removed. And they are removing it now quickly because if they subject it to the Constitutional Review Commission, which they want to put in place, by the time the commission finishes its work, the guy may be 75 and they cannot act retrospectively.
Exactly.
That's why they are dying now.
So hard to move it. Yeah. Exactly. Spot on. Well said, Matembe. Ofono Pondo, just shut up, man.
Like we are,
yes. We are ready to subject ourselves to this debate. And if Mugisha Muntu and his colleagues can persuade some of our members to break away and join them in this or this matter, well and good.
Of course, you're keeping them in there because of money, you know. The bribes that you're giving them is what is making them stand with you.
General Muntu knows that there is a general election. You know, what's some other suffering? Where all Ugandans participate. So it is a misnomer for somebody to say that this is the last safeguard. The real last safeguard is the general election.
Yeah, which elections you keep rigging all the time.
He won't participate in the general election that he cannot win. His party cannot.
You rig all the time.
As the last safeguard. Secondly, there are organizations.
Other elections have they ever been free, fair, and free? You know,
over time. So if just changing leadership,
this man speaks like he doesn't actually live under the government that he's living under right now.
Would be much better, would be stronger. UPC would be stronger. Indeed, FDC, since basically left, would have been having MPs going up, the number of MPs going up. To the contrary, they have changed leadership, but the number of MPs, LC5, LC3, going down. Thirdly, was Kabaka
it's because you're bribing them.
History. Was Kabaka Mutesa removed in 1966 because he had overstayed? Was Obote removed in 1971 because he had overstayed? Was Amin removed after 8 years because he had overstayed? Was Rule removed after 60-80 days because he had overstayed? So this hogwash meant to blackmail Ugandans that
it's you people who are blackmailing Ugandans, you know.
General Mutupo's going to the bush. How come with 27 guards, 42 men, you organized and took over a government? Similarly, you can organize from a point of weakness, grow strength, build platform, make better organization, and defeat this. If indeed, like they have been quoted, because they have they have been saying, he has failed to achieve this, has failed to achieve this, why not tell the public that this is an old man? He has stayed here for 40 years. There's all the corruption. Roads are bad. Health centers are bad. And so on and so on. Please vote him out. What prevents him from making that case before the voters?
They've made the case all the time. All the time.
If indeed.
And what do they do when it comes to elections? You people decide to take over Electoral Commission.
Muntu and his senior colleague now, Besigye come from, if NRM was incapable of grooming people.
Because they came out, someone would
It
say.
is NRM which is even grooming for position. What I'm simply saying, there is dialectical development in the NRM. NRM has been able to put General Muntu to the army leadership, Besigye to NPC and so on. They showed their capability, and the opposition has found that they are the best to lead them. So there is building of leadership. There is space. Otherwise, how did the Chagulani come? Did you come from heaven? You grew from the politics at play. So there is space.
And you think it's only NRM that has been at play? There are many other people that have been at play in politics as well.
There is space. I think the issue should be, when that space is there, how effectively do we use? You talk about no space. The other day you were in Parliament. You spent 5 hours of Parliament singing one stanza of the national anthem. If I had been
What do you mean 5 hours? Was it actually 5 hours?
A point why Magezi's motion was frivolous. You did not make that case. So up to today, nobody, no reasonable mind actually knows why you were breaking microphone stands and chairs and singing them. If you had used those 5 hours to make that case, why Magezi's motion was frivolous, why the so-called safety valve.
You're actually so annoying, you know. So annoying.
I have many other things. If I was in that parliament, and when these people go to come to us, for example, I want the issue of academic qualification knocked out, because I believe really academic qualification is superfluous in elective politics.
Good. Let me, Honorable Minister, let him respond, and then you respond to the issues that they are raising together. Robert, go for it.
First and foremost, let's not talk.
Why are you not spending time raising issues and instead, concentrating on, distraction?
It was not distraction.
Good.
First of all, you need to put the realities in context.
Yeah.
Parliament was attacked.
Exactly. These people acted in self-defense.
Parliament.
That was the second day.
Yes.
The first week on Thursday, when it was Olanya, you sang. I was there.
Yes.
Then on Tuesday, when it was Kadaga,
they
you
brought
sang.
in the army.
And then it was on Wednesday when the army was brought.
Let me come from the
talk
singing
about,
part.
if he's challenging you on those, talk about Thursday under Olanya and Tuesday.
It was actually all under Kadaga.
No, not all.
No.
I was there personally.
When we sang the national anthem, it was under Kadaga. If you were there personally, then I expect you to remember. It was under Kadaga, and she adjourned it. One, there's politics and there's reality. Many times I hate to be called a politician because,
but you are.
I am not. If this is what is being politics, if this is politics, then I will never be a politician.
Good.
Because this reality.
Very good.
What are we talking about in the first place?
Good.
If you talk about raping an underage girl and you're giving reason, I am not even going to tolerate it. For example, you people went to the bush, President Museveni, and you went to the bush because you did not believe in the system that was there.
Exactly.
We believe that violence is not our. Thank you very much. Immediately after legitimate elections, that is not our style. Today, and I want you to know that for me, when the army invaded the parliament, we were fighting to defend.
It was in self-defense.
But the army showed you that they can actually stage a coup and overthrow the whole constitution. So the whole constitution was overthrown because they violated every single aspect of it.
Good.
Yeah? For my brother Ofono Pondo, one, I will
call him uncle because he's just an old man. Not even uncle, but judge.
Talk about a generational factor. We are not represented. The reality is that you people have been in power
for a long time,
and everything has gotten messed up according to what is on ground. And we seek a change, and the only avenue for that change is letting the law prevail, letting the supreme law prevail. And when we see you trying to
twist things here and there
in your convenience, that's when we stand up to defend it. Just like you people stood up for you, you use the arms I really wonder why your generation expects our generation
to listen to you.
Nonsense that you refused to take. Yes. Our generation has problems that needs solutions of our generation. We have 21st century problems
exactly.
that need 21st century solutions
Good.
by 21st century people.
Good.
But you are insisting that
very
we must
good.
remain in the 20th century with the 20th century style. That is where we don't understand each other.
I know,
and
right?
If you could only be humble enough to dive into the reality and see what's happening, then I guess you will have a totally
But
and see him laughing. You feel like slapping his face. What kind of sarcastic laugh?
The last
Stupid man.
is what is, which he says should not be
very well spoken, Robert Chagulanyi. Oh, what's so funny Opondo laughing about? What is funny there? You're seeing the boy is putting his heart out, you know. You can really see he's in pain. You can really see he's very hurt about what is happening. And you're just laughing in his face. What kind of patronizing is that? What stupidity.
You remember that Museveni went to
if that was the case, then they would be arguing, putting forward their case on how to better the
election process.
The electoral process.
Which election process? When you have the electoral commission under your government, you know, you've taken over all of it. You don't allow people to have free and fair elections.
Regular, free and fair elections after even
which ones?
Is guaranteed in the Constitution.
Which one?
That is the best safety
valve. Honorable Minister.
Number two, because I have seen we don't have time.
Yeah.
He says there is a general consensus that a building. I don't see that general consensus. All there is a vocal minority who use all methods to talk against the intended.
But General has just been on an election campaign around the country for his primary, and so probably he has touched.
No. You cannot call that. You cannot call that a general consensus. All I know is that there is a vocal and loud minority who are not even ready to debate. The likes of my colleague here, who just to go, they don't want to give chance for informed debate. They just say, let's shout. These things should not be.
Stop patronizing this boy, honestly.
Number three.
People think you're wiser and clever than him. Bobby Wine is more intelligent than all of you seated on there, apart from maybe Martin.
Think that if Museveni was not standing, if President Museveni decides he's not standing, that you would still make the kind of arguments you're making to remove Article 102.
The removal of
So answer the question properly.
We have made it clear that
you see, look at him struggling to answer the question. Answer the question properly.
If General Muntu wins an election,
don't shift goalposts. Don't shift the question now and try and bring in General Muntu. Answer the question they've asked.
This provision will benefit him.
It's
not intended.
Oh my God.
It's of general.
But for now, it is not for him.
No. We are not even sure.
These people.
Is that so?
For us, we are looking at whoever intends to contest, and we are saying.
And who is whoever?
Above 75. Should not be.
And who are those people who are above 75 who have shown interest, who have come and told you that they are interested?
There was nothing like that. On the contrary, the speaker did what she is mandated to do within the rules of parliament.
No, it wasn't within. She didn't follow the procedure, my dear.
When members behave in gross disorderly manner so as to make the business of parliament unable to proceed, the speaker has a procedure to take.
Oh Lord, these people.
If they persist, he calls the sergeant at arms to bring them to order. When they refuse, they are ordered to get out.
Ordered to get out? Was that ordering to get out?
The sergeant at arms is not an individual. It's an institution within parliament. It's a force within parliament to ensure that there is order in the house. Now that force has the mandate to use proportionate and reasonable force.
Was that force
based
reasonable?
on the task at hand. In this case, the
Describe your
sergeant
level
at
of
arms
reasonable to us.
could have called in reinforcement from other police, non-uniformed, and also about SFC.
But that's where they came from.
Why do you keep?
To implement
I don't know
the
why they
speaker's
deny
order.
things, you know,
And
which are
with the
reality
greatest
that
respect,
everyone
the
has seen.
speaker did what she was mandated to do under our rules of procedure after the Honorable Chaguranyi's had made the business of parliament difficult to transact.
Good. General Muntu, you as do you think that we, given where we are and given this kind of discussions, do you think that
Stop touching him? Just leave him
whether
upon it.
political or constitutional? And how would you suggest that it rather be resolved?
You know, we can sit in a television studio like this and cut out the kind of conversation we're trying to carry out. And we don't pay attention to the dynamics which are playing out in the whole country. And also look at our history.
And
And
we are missing a
those who
point.
are in the regime, those who are in the security services, realize that the country is on the edge
Of going back.
If they go ahead and use the numbers in Parliament, as they say they have the numbers, which is true, which also want to do everything humanly possible to ensure that we build the numbers to a third, with the belief that if we're able to build numbers up to a third, that we can stop them from changing that, from amending that article. Because in my belief, the moment we stop them from changing the article, then that's when we would have much more hopes of having a smooth transition in terms of seeing one leader handing over to another in this country for the first time. And I believe the majority of the people desire that, including those who are in the movement. Should that fail, then the situation we are going to be ushered into is going to be perilous. It's going to be uncertain.
Good.
I hear those who are on the movement side talking about the safety valve, this being the safety valve, the last safety valve. They are talking about having an election. The environment of an election matters a lot.
Yeah.
Why
An environment with full of intimidation
about this specific
bill
provision. Because if there was a feeling in this country that you can have free, fair, transparent elections conducted, I can tell you
people wouldn't have bothered
anxiety at all about this article. But the problem is that even the conduct of the election itself is a
says
contested
it all.
issue. You know, there's been contestation since 2001, 2006, 2011, 2016. The situation keeps on degenerating further and further. As long as General Ms.T still wants to run, which, as you can see, the manipulation of the constitution is enabling him to run. You know how the state machinery is used to advance that interest.
The military.
And that's what creates the problems that we are likely to face down the road. I'm not a prophet.
So your problem is General Ms.T?
No, the machinations of used by the state and by him as the one who is the beneficiary.
He's the one directing them.
And the creation of fear
in the people.
Environment of fear.
That fear element is the biggest threat. Yeah.
Because if there wasn't fear,
people are so scared.
That is on the movement side. If there wasn't a state of fear,
they can't speak out.
You would have debate and that thing wouldn't go through. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Because I know that many wouldn't want that amendment to be done. But there's fear, there's manipulation. I know. I know. As I knew in 2004, when we were trying to stop the General
term limit.
The term limits. We even at that time knew that our attempts may not succeed. But we had to ensure that we voiced out our concerns. Over a period of time, those who want to see that the stability of the country is maintained, that we can change track from the tracks of which the country is taking towards a possible crisis, that we get back to a situation where there can be sanity in the politics of the country. That's what we desire to do. Therefore, there are a number of things that we will have to do. those of us who want to ensure that that happens. One, to keep on building effort on the side of those who want to see the amendment maintained. A number of activities which are being done in the public to sensitize the public, to work across partisan
different
lines,
lines, yeah.
50 interest groups, talk to religious leaders. We are happy that many more are coming out. The civil society is coming out.
Have you talked to the religious leaders?
There are many efforts going all along. Many individuals I know on our side who are reaching out. I also know within the religious leaders themselves, there are many who are coordinating amongst themselves to take a common stand. In some cases, it's collective. In some cases, it's still individual. We have talked to those who are in the movement, the MPs, to ensure that we build the necessary numbers, to ensure that in the 45 days that they are going to bring back the issue in Parliament, that either there would have been change of heart on the side of government, or if they pursue this mad attempt that they are involved in, that it can be stopped at that point. Because if they pass it, then it's going to be a different phase.
Yeah.
Good.
If the fear is General 7.
No one has said the fear is General 7.
Ever since this process started, General 7 has not met the members of parliament.
Because he speaks to them in private.
Is that so?
Is
that so?
People can lie. People can lie. Why would you even sit on national television and lie?
Guys, you've been lying from
We
day
all
one.
know.
Okay.
I've been seeing you lying from day
Bring
one.
evidence.
Evidence
Prove
is
that
here.
General 7
Evidence
has
is
sat
here.
with the members of the caucus.
Wow.
What do you mean?
Whether people can lie.
Why do you look at the lies that you've been telling us along?
Oh my
We can
God.
use Sergeant at Arms and the NBS to inject them.
How do you sit on national television and lie? What kind of nonsense?
If you let me speak for the majority, I think there should be no apology whatsoever for the Speaker asking the Sergeant at Arms to evict members of Parliament who the whole world of Uganda saw. The
whole world of Uganda.
There shouldn't be any apologies.
Is Uganda the whole world?
I wish you are an MP.
Actually, she's applauded.
Two.
Applauded
By you. By you. Where is
Two.
the
all
applaud?
understanding.
What makes General Mutu think?
It's only you. NRA.
Because you see, General Mutu is saying state must nations. Supposing General Museveni is not in the elections, however, he's the sitting president and presiding president of the country when the elections are there. His party, and he will have a preferred candidate. What makes you think that merely because he's not a candidate, he will not apply the state machinations? So if that is your view, Museveni, yes, Museveni, the state machinations can still be there even when Museveni is not in an election.
Yeah, so is that the plan that you people have? Are you trying to warn people in advance?
Secondly,
Wow.
You have forgotten Tungamo. You have forgotten Tungamo 2001, where your brother was a candidate. Second.
Why don't you clear the air on that?
Second.
What happened?
Yes. By the way,
What happened?
the president even directed an investigation. Electoral Commission went there. They investigated. They stopped elections in two sub-counties in Kajara on the grounds that the army had interfered with the elections at that time. So let me make my point.
Yeah.
General Mutu has made a sublime threat. Let me just reassure
You're also making sublime threats.
that there will be stability, there will be continuity in peace, regardless of what Mr. Mutu and his group. Yes, of course, we know he may not be part of it, but we know that there are elements that think that they own the means for disruption. I just want to reassure you. I just want to make this reassurance.
I see misleading.
There will be continuity.
There is stability.
There will be continuity. And if Mr. Mutu and others
What do you
are
people
planning,
even call stability?
I know, exactly.
then we shall deal with that situation. We shall deal with that situation at that point. Because the monopoly to cause distraction, it does not reside in opposition. There are many,
Resides in the government.
In the government,
no,
Abi.
does not reside. They don't have the monopoly. There are many of us on this side, but because of state discipline,
the way the police is behaving and the military right now, is that what you call state discipline, Abi?
This sublime threat, we shall not take lightly.
Nonsense.
If I could
Nonsense,
Ofono.
Nonsense.
Because it was the time for the minister.
Now I have taken over.
Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Thank you very much. I'll use that 1 minute. You see, the Bible says a wicked man runs even when
he's not being chased.
Mr. Ofono Fondo is saying the speaker has no reason to apologize. Nobody has asked her to apologize. Only maybe because you see it
necessary.
I want you to know, because I was in Parliament, like I said, I wish you were a member of Parliament, but fortunately or unfortunately,
you're not.
I think, can vote you into Now, did you even mention that the minister came in with a gun?
Don't have to mention everything.
Did you even mention that the whole scap was started when the minister came in with a gun? No, you did not mention. Now, well, I'm letting you know.
Well, some people that floor say
it is my time.
Some people say on that floor in the Parliament that some people come after they have smoked.
Don't touch him.
Is that true? Well, we saw it. Now,
is that true?
The speaker.
Hear him trying to patronize who? Bobby Wine.
You raise the issue of the speaker, so let me yeah?
Exactly, Matembe will support him, protect him rather.
Actually confirmed it.
Trying to patronize Bobby Wine about weed.
The punishment that he got was similar to these other punishments.
The boy is even debating better than you, Ofono. So I don't understand why you're trying to patronize him.
You understand? Denying anybody. Hold on.
Just shut up and leave him to.
Denying even the leader of opposition to say a word. And the speaker gave us 30 minutes to exit the chambers. But not even 2 minutes elapsed.
Exactly.
When goons stormed the house. I don't know if you're too shy to mention that.
When the goons in the house,
yeah.
Let me check. Robert, that information is good. Honorable Minister, let me bring in Matembe, then you will respond to her.
Because I want to respond to you, what you raised.
No, can I first clear
let the minister respond to that, and then I come to you.
The allegation that the minister came in Parliament with a gun was a premeditated ploy by the likes of Honorable Chagrani.
Wow.
Debate of the business that was.
So why did Kadaga admit that she watched the footage?
And since he saw on the cameras that the minister didn't pass through the checkpoints, he should be investigated. As I talk now, investigations are proved.
So why did
never had a gun.
So why did Kadaga admit that she watched the footage?
To stifle debate, and the speaker could only take the word of
Bobby Wine, why don't you raise it to Matembe?
Made the allegation. Now, my colleague here is saying their concern is transition of power. Do we look for transition of power for the sake of it? It's not just.
It is for the sake of it, because that has been Uganda's biggest problem. We lost almost 800,000 lives
has been tough
in a
leadership that can provide what the people require.
Good. Honorable Minister, do you like President Museveni?
How can you ask such a question?
Do I like President
Museveni?
I love him.
You love him. And why are you then, from what the likes of Ubuntu are saying, that you are leading President Museveni into removing everything good that he has done? Age limit, then the issue of term limit that looked good for a democracy like Uganda, that would ensure stability, good, smooth transition, and you are removing it for someone you like, and you're destroying the good legacy
His
of
legacy,
someone.
exactly.
I'm not causing him to remove the good.
So he's causing it for himself, Sabi.
On the contrary,
What are you leading him in?
people have seen that when it is President Museveni or any other person, a leader is capable of being so good that even when he has served for a long time, even when he has become old,
he can still go on.
It should be maintained.
Yeah.
It could be Museveni, it could be any other leader who is good.
Good.
These people have really been brainwashed.
Because I want to respond to what he's raising. You know, the saddest thing that I see here is for us to forget history. Yet, before you move forward, you look at history, you look at the present, and you see how you can move forward, avoiding the historical mistakes. The Constitution of Uganda was made against that history. I saw Ofono Kondo, he listed, did not go.
I know, right? Trying to go to other issues to confuse us.
What he was saying. But President Museveni, whom they worship and adore, whom they have turned into
a god, a small god.
Clear and said, excuse me, I have come to deal with the problem of leaders who
don't want to leave power.
And not want to leave. He said it clearly, and by the time he said it, the longest leader was 9 years. Recently, let me finish. Shut up. Recently, he turned into Animal Farm. Like when
I
the
like
pig
this
said,
woman.
you sleep in bed, we should not sleep in bed. Now, when the pigs were in bed sleeping, then they said, sleep in bed without sheets. Now, recently, the man
said he's 75.
Said,
I know.
meant those who stay without elections. Now, the second problem.
Always twisting words. Twisting words.
President Museveni used to want to cry. Obote tells lies. Obote is a liar.
He's now doing the same thing.
Like when Museveni was feeling, when I see him telling lies to public, when I see him lying, a distinguished man of honor, fountain of honor, lying all the time. That is the problem.
Saying one thing and going back on his word
now,
all
as
the
I
time.
Finish, because I know you put me off. Muntu was talking of safety valve. Because these two safety valves were put there against our history. And this history doesn't seem to have died. It is repeating. No, the fools are repeating it. The fools are repeating it. And therefore, that's why we said the last valve. Because when President Museveni went to the bush, it was immediately after general elections.
And a legitimate one.
I saw the elections. Why didn't he stay here? Like you are telling us every 5 years.
I know.
Elections, they know very well. They buy everybody. They intimidate everybody.
Exactly.
So in Uganda, what was there is what they have repeated. He has repeated exactly what Obote did, but made it more perfect. Now, Rukutana was saying, if there are problems with elections, why don't you put your case clear? Excuse me. Ever since we refused the removal of term limit, but we were defeated. Yes, we were defeated because there was money.
Exactly.
They gave 5 million, people went there and fought, and they are going to give millions.
20 million this time.
And you do the same. And corruptly. I was not interrupting you. And they are pushing me off. Let me finish. Corruptly. We are defeated corruptly. Ever since then, the opposition as parties and we people in the public, whether it is civil society organizations like Chitua Chakatuba, like Uganda Law Society, like FIDA, all we have been always bringing amendments, calling for amendments to improve the electoral laws, and you've been refusing. Last time, they've campaigned for free and fair elections, where we traversed the whole country and got the views and got the national dialogue, came out with this 12 pack of views that issues that
way forward. We now need to start.
And they refused it. They refused to cause those amendments. They only amended for independent electoral commission. Now they are coming,
which is not even independent.
This constitutional review commission, which he has been singing about, by the way, talked long ago about it before this amendment came. Now they have preempted the constitutional review commission to bring this issue, as I said. So for me, what I want to tell these people who support this thing, and the Ofono himself, I want to tell them that clearly Ugandans would not want this thing to happen. But because you have money,
And
You are
the
going to
number,
give the money. I hear they are going to
20 million.
consult what?
Instead
This
of using it for hospitals
came
and
to Kenya and consulted us. And we
projects
said,
to help
"Please,
people.
we don't want you to remove that tumbling." He came and moved it.
The small
So
myself.
what? Where are you there? Where are you
Honorable
there?
Minister,
You
Honorable
come
Minister.
from Tungamo. How
Honorable
did you
Minister.
know me who comes from Bushenyu was in the meeting where he was moving around? How
Good.
do you know it is a minority?
Exactly.
Honorable Minister, I'm going to end with you because I want to do.
I like the way
on
Matembe stands
way
up for
forward,
herself.
Because as we go into the next break, when we come back, we will need to touch on to finalize on this, but on this topic, but also touch on independence or on our independence as we wind up the evening. But let me start with the Honorable Muntu on way forward for this process. What, in your view, as a leader of the opposition, is the way forward on resolving this matter?
We will have to keep focused on the number of activities which have already been initiated, like the Red Ribbon campaign, which is already.
Are you going to expand it?
It has to be. Much as it started in Parliament, it needs to be expanded to raise the consciousness of the public.
How are you going to do that as General Muntu?
Through media, through town hall meeting, through rallies, through all channels that are available. We have got to continue working across the different actors, the politicians, the civil society leaders, the religious leaders, to raise the consciousness of the public so they can influence their members of parliament, so we can build the necessary numbers to stop this amendment being carried through.
Are you going to make it as part of your own primary elections as well?
Absolutely. We must use all channels that are available. Some of us I had stopped our campaigns, but now that the bill has gone through, in any case, we are going to do a review. If we decide to go back on the campaign trail, we'll have to use that opportunity also to continue popularizing the different measures that need to be taken to ensure that the members of parliament in the movement, independence, are influenced to build the necessary numbers so that the regime can be denied the 2/3.
Good.
And also to work across, again, the political lines, because like the religious leaders, they are a critical component in terms of their the moral weight that they carry. If you get more and more coming out and taking public positions, it helps a lot in that effort. And also, of course, civil society. And see how we can coordinate effort in building that pressure that is necessary to stop the amendment. 45 days from now, hopefully this amendment will not succeed.
Hopefully,
If
honestly.
it does succeed, then we have to go on the drawing board. It is a safeguard, whether people may want to argue against that or not. The reality of the matter is that the country is on the edge. If this safeguard is removed, then we will be now dealing with a different issue. And I think any conversation that will have to be done at that point is to see how to walk a country out of a possible crisis where we will be leading. I am not issuing threats. I never issue threats myself, but I analyze situations very, very critically. We're having a conversation here.
We'll be left in a position of uncertainty. That's true.
In Livingston Hall, where we used to be, arguing with the UPC activists. And you could see the country moving towards a crisis. Even when we were going for the 80 elections. Of course, they were saying the same words Bondo is using, and the very words they were using that time. Of course, we went to the bush at that time. This time, personally, I have no intention of ever going to the bush. I know the situation as it stands now. I know that you can take power through the use of weapons. I know you cannot easily democratize once you take power through the use of weapons. Good. But any other situation that evolves out of any success in parliament to amend that, we'll be seeing how we can hold this country together.
Good.
And walking through a crisis, which is likely to happen.
Very good.
Maybe in 2 minutes, in 2
Very
seconds.
well
rather,
said.
Are you going as opposition to give your views to the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, or you are not going? Is that a decision you have taken?
At a personal level, I don't think that we should. But
As a commander of the
we'll have to
opposition.
discuss it with our different
Colleagues.
leaders in the opposition, discuss with the other allies, and see whether it is necessary.
Kadia Matembe.
Way forward.
Honorable Matembe in the background is saying that's stupid.
Getting
Legal
absorbed in
committee.
and you cease to have logic about it. But let me say this. Yes, let me say this.
I love Matembe.
His latest party discourse.
Oh, my role model.
Peacefully with this process.
He has always said that.
Except one going to the commission, to the committee. On our side as NRM, and I think majority of Ugandans, we should engage with the parliamentary process, the committee. This whole week, I was in other parts of the country, meeting NRM organs and other opinion leaders of the NRM to tell them positions of the leadership in parliament, the people in the cabinet, and we hope that when members of parliament go to their respective constituencies, they will find people ready to listen to them, whether they agree with them or otherwise. We are preparing the membership of NRM, the people in the country, to receive members of parliament and engage with them on this discourse. So for us,
preparing them with money, with bribes.
Second,
you idiots.
There are, once these things come to parliament on the floor, chances are many amendments will come in. So we would want to appeal to Ugandans that those with other amendments should persuade Mr. Magezi, Honorable Magezi.
Why are you trying to encourage people now to bring amendments? Just because you know you brought an amendment yourself, so you're trying to like cover up by asking other people.
But they can also persuade Magezi. They can
take them up.
Yes, so Magezi can go to the committee and seek amendment.
What nonsense!
The other one is really the.
Look at him, just thinking of things, far-fetched things.
The saying they are appealing to civil society, to religious. These people are not boxed in one place. The opposition doesn't have monopoly of access to them.
But at least they have one consistent reason.
Yes, I am saying.
This man is so patronizing, you know.
Because those are Uganda, those are members of the public. The same place where Muntu is going to convert support. That's why I'm daring him that we go to those same people.
Exactly, you're going to pay them money.
Pay everybody. It is very good that we pay everybody.
So you leverage.
Yes, we pay everybody except Motu and Matembe. Those are the only ones we can't pay. And that would be very good. That we can pay everybody. The only ones we can't pay are only these two. So they are really in the minority. And so I think they are protected.
Very arrogant. Father, Lord Jesus, right now in the midst of this talk show, Father, Lord, I pray, and I believe, Lord. I pray and I believe that you'll answer my prayer, Lord. May you make all these people eat back all their words in their arrogance, Father, Lord. And may you bring them to the books, and may they be able to be answerable to the law someday, Father, Lord. For all the things that they have done, Father, Lord. For all the things, all the pain they have brought people through in Uganda, Father. May they eat and swallow back their words like they have always said in arrogance, Father. In Jesus' name I pray.
Good.
What kind of nonsense?
I want us to go for a break right now. Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, I'm going to come to you for your way forward, and then Dr. Matembe and the minister will give us,
this is a bunch of arrogant people, very arrogant people. And how do you expect other people to work with you or to listen to you or to even have an opportunity of speaking with you?
Let's go for the break right now, and when we come back,
Lord,
we will be winding up on that topic.
Father,
and
may you help
briefly on the issue of independence.
our people, Lord. May you help the citizens of Uganda, honestly, Father. May you turn things around, Lord. We don't know how, we don't know when, we don't know where, but we know, Father, that you have a hold on us. We know you're above everything, Father. You're bigger and greater than all these people, Father. Greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world.
Lady, Honorable Matembe, Honorable Rukutana, we are back on air. This is the Frontline this Thursday, the 5th of October, 2000.
Greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world, Father. We know you shall reign, Father, Lord. We know you will reign, Lord.
I need to give you 2 minutes each to give us a way forward. Honorable Robert and Honorable Matembe, starting with Honorable Chagulani.
Thank you very much.
Way forward on this matter.
I wish you would call me Chagulani Center. We have a Mukisha Moto, we have Pono Fondo, we have Mwesi Gwarukotana. Why don't you give me the pride of being complete African by calling me Chagulani Center? Anyway,
okay.
You see,
no problem.
When I came into this leadership, I had a dream of sanity. I had a dream of morality. Because I know we, all of us, our cameras aside and parties aside, we all have a similar desire for our children. And just want a better country for them. Now, like never before, Parliament has power to shape the future of this country. Power to save loads of lives. Of course, the occurrences in Parliament recently were not the best. But as you know, our generation is not the generation to just walk away. No, we will stand and put up a fight, especially when we feel violated.
Exactly.
So I don't regret that. And I believe the speaker should apologize. Now, way forward, I don't want to dwell on that.
Just refuse to apologize.
I shamelessly.
One day.
That's good, Matembe. One day she will apologize.
That we can still evoke morality among colleague members. So, as a way forward, I think it is still possible to engage our colleague members of Parliament and let them realize that right here now, Muko, National TV, I want you to know that we as members of Parliament actually can do Uganda the greatest service.
You are welcome.
Me and you, just a minute, me and you and all other members of Parliament can do Uganda the greatest service by actually doing nothing at all, by leaving the constitution intact. Because that's the only thing that will hold everybody in check. It is what makes all men and women equal before and under the law. So that's my appeal to the colleague members. Even, you've seen many of them are crossing. Secondly, I want to request the general public to hold their leaders, their MPs accountable.
Exactly. That's the main thing that people should do.
Members of Parliament. Of course, some of them it's out of their morality and conscience, but many of them is out of pressure from the electorate.
Yeah, their hands are tied.
The electorate to hold their feet on the fire, to make sure that it works. Why? Because if 102 is removed, ladies and gentlemen, if it's removed, the constitution will become impotent.
Yeah,
that will
it's
mean
just
that
open.
Anything is possible.
Yeah,
we recognize the numbers that you have, but let us use the numbers with a bit of morality, knowing that you can't use numbers to sink a country just because.
Why is Ofono Opondo laughing? And look at him trying to read Bobby Wine's notes.
Idiots deciding on something wrong and detrimental to the country. That would be wrong if those limitations are removed. I'm telling you one day, and I'm telling you this right now, one day they can even remove the elections and it will be
exactly.
Remember, slavery was legal. Apartheid was constitutional. So I am begging you guys not to undermine all the efforts.
Look at Ofono Opondo trying to read Bobby Wine's notes. He's a real thief, yo. From stealing underwears, he's now stealing notes here.
The fact that when there is absence, in other words, when there is violence, women
are the ones who suffer the most, yo, in every situation.
To a certain extent, I regret why I threw myself into mobilizing for women to be empowered. Power. When I see my big sister Kadaga, I know. And I see Anita. We have my J.
Nankavidwa.
We are in the majority of the government. I bleed.
Cringe.
Because we had thought that when women come in, they will promote peace.
Instead, they've been bought and they've changed, you know.
Manipulated and patronized to pursue the bad politics that will lead us back to where we came from.
Yeah.
It's so painful, not only to Miriam Matembe, but to the women's movement in this country.
Yeah. I'm here right here as well.
Talking Now, I want to call upon my sisters because they seem to be the ones portrayed with this serious arrogance.
I know, it's so arrogant. It really hurts me,
And abandon arrogance. Remember where this country came
It
from.
will bring their downfall. Trust me. Tomorrow we'll ask ourselves, where did Nankabira go? Where did Anite go? Where did Mohanga go? Where did Kadaga go?
Ensure that whatever you do is not based on your personal interests and stomachs,
Selfish interests.
but on the future of the children and the grandchildren of this country. And I appeal for abandonment of arrogance and calm down.
Humble yourself. Even the Bible says God will bless the humble. But all this arrogance that these people are portraying, it's going to bring their downfall.
I like Muntu because he says we are approaching religious leaders, cultural leaders with no party. This issue is a Ugandan issue. It is not a partisan issue.
Good.
Good, very well stated, Matembe. Very well stated.
Way forward.
I want to say this with a straight face to our viewers
Look at them in that camera.
and the country at large.
Record him.
There is peace, there is stability, there is democracy in the country. All those exist today. They will exist during the debates. They will persist after the debates of the proposed amendments. There is a constitution. There are laws that govern promulgation of laws. The constitution provides for the procedure for amending the laws. There are rules of procedure of parliament. All those will be adhered to the letter. The amendment will be debated. There will be thorough consultations. And at the end of the day, the verdict of the people will be upheld. I am sure.
You want to touch also on 79, Article 79, how you are supposed to make those laws?
Well,
intention for the peace,
for the good government, for the peace,
order,
stability, good governance,
that at the back of
everything you have said at the back of my mind.
That's what I said, they have selective memory. They just pick and choose what is going to favor them. They don't want to educate people about all the other things that come together with the other article. Wow.
I am very sure
Even Amin
that
said that.
democracy
Matembe.
and the due process.
Good. Thank you so much. We need to move. We are left with under 15 minutes. I need to start with General Muntu on Uganda is celebrating 55 years of independence, and this being the last show before that, I need us to touch on that as well. You went to the bush, fought a bush war, got injured, came here. Now, are you tasting the fruits of independence?
Which fruits?
Well, the only thing I think we are independent from is from British rule. But we are not yet independent
from military.
From bad governance. And really the hope of those who took over at the independence time had hope that there would be independence, that there would be freedom, that there would be justice.
There's no justice whatsoever.
And transparency.
No transparency.
All those who've been engaged in political struggle since 1962 have been involved in until this point in time. You can imagine we are in uncertain times, like the earlier discussion we're having, where we are not even so sure what is going to happen after the 45 days. So when we are going to celebrate independence from British rule, and we still have uncertainty under governance of ourselves as the Ugandan people, it can show you the problems that we do have as a society. So we must work around the clock to do two things simultaneously. As we fight to forestall the attempt to change the constitution, also to ensure that we change the direction of politics in this country.
True.
There's no country that can progress steadily unless there's democracy, unless there's justice, unless there's equality before the law, unless there are equal opportunities. These are values which everybody desires. But of course, the problem of governance has been the biggest problem that we have. And therefore, all of us as leaders, ourselves who are in the opposition, the independents, those who are in the regime, need to reflect at this critical moment in time. How do we have a cut-off point? So we don't continue in a vicious cycle or rooted in bad governance. We've got a beautiful country. There are very few countries which are as beautiful, which are as well endowed as our country. There's no doubt about that. But
it's lost the meaning of the Pearl of Africa.
And correctly so, that the biggest problem Uganda has had and the African continent is bad governance. But unfortunately, it's been sucked into it himself. However, this is not an issue where General Museveni is just one individual. We are 40 million people. In the next 30 years, we are projected to have hit about 100 million. So all the things that we do, we should not be focused on any particular individual. We should think at the future that we need to build together as a people, the kind of future where we want to go. And therefore, this independence, we must all reflect on that.
Good.
Well, I think first of all, let me first say this debate about the constitutional amendment is a good distraction for the FDC candidates because it has helped. Because their campaign was pledging, I think it has been a good distraction.
Yes, man. This man is so hopeless.
Unless if you had that in the movement. You don't even have
it. Good, thank you.
We manage our things differently and we believe it is democratic, but I'm saying it has been
dictatorship, even right from the party.
Independence. We are going to have independence celebration in Bushenyi, the Shaka municipality, on Monday. And our
oh, no wonder. Actually, I hadn't thought about that, you know. They've taken the independence celebrations to Bushenyi because of Majezi, to support him, to make people be able to vote for the bill. People are hopeless.
We do believe as a government, as NRM, that space does exist. We do believe that we are honest enough to admit where we make mistakes. We are ready to be corrected. And so we want to call upon Ugandans that even when the general Mutus want to paint a bleak picture, there is
no one needs to paint anything, you know. People can see everything openly.
One mistake, like you said, you talked about Kanda. Maybe one mistake that President Museveni
has admitted
within these 50 years, 55 years, that needs to be corrected and for the good of
perhaps not just him, but the fact that we have not been perhaps able to build maximum or optimum efficiency in the government systems is a blight on our part as NRM. Gentlemen to left it, run away from it. But for us, we are there, we are saying, yes, we have not built that efficiency. We are still available. If the people of Uganda entrust us with the votes.
Since up to when? If you could not do it in 31 years, so do you think you'll be able to do it?
They left us.
Well, he ran away from it. He applied to leave the army by himself when he knew we still had the ADF and the Cataracts rights. So it was him, he chose. But I'm simply saying that the NRM team.
Oh, for now, you really enjoy patronizing people, don't you?
Available to subject ourselves to the public mandate. If the Ugandans give us, we shall serve them. If they deny us, we shall pack our bags and go home.
Good, and look after.
That.
Honorable Chagulanyi Rob Sentamu. As you answer on the issue of independence, is there anything modeled new that you think different from what these a little older people have offered, that you think that the young people should be offered as we discuss independence?
Yes, morality. Yes, morality and values. That is what lacking.
You're an intelligent boy.
Completely lacking. I mean, I'm seated before my elders, but they lie with impunity.
I know.
Just like their master. It's terrible. It's terrible. I wonder what we are supposed to learn as a new generation. It's terrible. But anyway, that withstanding,
Do you think people like Muntu can emulate that? Can they lead it?
Well, they've shown us they could walk from a place where there's so much bread and honey to look for what's real. And I salute you, General, for that. We look up to them because these are the people that were our age or even younger when they came to power. You realize that the NRM government did the greatest contribution to this nation in their youthful years. And that should be reason why they should nurture young men and women and give them a chance to do exactly what they did. Because these people were looking at a country that they want to enjoy. I'm sorry that you worked so hard, but you've not been rewarded. But I mean, the country continues. Now, you detracted me, so you will not take away my time. Talking about independence. Me, I was born in 1982. I grew up to bomb the house. My grandfather, Joseph Warakira, these are among the people that started the Democratic Party, and these are people, their generation that saw independence come. These people had dreams of a future. They came together with unity in diversity, different regions, different parties, but all of them on a mission to build a country that will make life better for the future generations. Now it dawns on me that we are that generation. We are the grandchildren of the independence generation, and we are the grandparents of the future generation.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, we've been conned. We've been ripped off. We were given a raw deal. So it's upon us to find solutions among ourselves. Since these people don't care about the next generation, all that matters to them is the next general election. All that matters to them is staying in power again and again and again. So it looks like we have to seek new independence. It's like, it's no different from the colonialism, only that those people were white.
I know, that's true. These are our fellow black people.
A new independence.
True.
What accusation?
This is the same with colonialism.
It's the same. It's the same because now look.
Why does Ofonopondo keep touching Bobby Wine?
During colonialism. Look at us right now. If you dissent from what they say, they won't allow you to leave your house. You know, they will not allow you to invite 2-3 people. I'm only coming back to the airwaves, but I was ordered not to appear.
Exactly.
Without any legality.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That he was Honorable Minister. Do you want to speak now, or you speak after Dr. Matembe?
Why does he keep touching Bobby Wine?
What I want to say. Okay. For me,
that man has juju, probably, you know. Why is he touching Bobby Wine's hand?
So I have seen it all in Uganda. I want to tell Ofonopondo and this honorable that those
Bobby, I cover you with the blood of Jesus, my dear. Why does the man keep touching this boy?
I listen to those words.
Must have some juju that he's trying to push into him.
From Obote, he went. I saw Mwanga, I saw these fellows. So you will go, Bible says that there is nothing that has happened that will not happen, or nothing that will not happen that will have happened. You know,
true.
Ecclesiastics, you can go and read it. So that pride of yours.
Yeah.
For me, I'm praying one prayer.
They will swallow their own words.
Amen.
Amen. You will, Matembe.
I told you.
Amen.
Now on independence, as I finish.
Amen. Amen.
For me, Uganda's journey to independence can be appropriately compared to the journey of the children of Israel from slavery to the promised land. These children of Israel were in slavery for their own reason, because they sold their brother in slavery for 400 years. One day they got deliverance from Pharaoh. They were freed with their things and everything. And the journey was to take 11 days. But the children of Israel took 40 days.
They kept going round and round.
In the desert.
Yeah, 40 years.
Around the mountain in the desert. At one time they were about to cross, like we were about to cross
in 2021.
If we didn't remove the term limit. But because of their attitude, you know, the 12 spies and how they came and gave a bad report. You and I, we are still there. We may stand like those 2 spies.
Amen.
Who talked the truth. So God told them, go back God was so angry with them and told them, go back into the mountain in your desert and meander because of your attitude. That is exactly what is happening in this country.
Government.
1962, we got what we freed from those colonial masters, like the children who got away from Pharaoh. But at least for them, it was 40 years. For us, we have reached 55. We are still wandering in the desert. Around the mountain on the journey to independence. And I want to tell Ugandans, unless you get tired and change your attitudes, we shall never get the independence
we need.
About.
That's true.
Never cross the promised land.
Ugandans
And
are their own failures.
We have an opportunity. To me, crossing to the promised land to start the journey in the promised land means if we can have opportunity to have a peaceful handover
of a transition,
from one president to another, then we shall say we have stepped in this promised land and we can start walking.
Good. Honorable Minister.
Good, very well said.
Using the analogy of Dr. Matembe of the journey of the Israelites from Egypt to the promised land, I want to say that it is true that since independence in 1962, we have suffered lots through lost opportunities because of bad governance.
So you accept?
Of years. A lot has happened. Opportunities have been squandered. But since the NRM came to power, it marked the arrival
of independence. Yeah.
And when
that's a joke.
we started reaping the fruits that were promised the children of Israel. What fruits are these? All economic indicators have improved.
Have you
The economy has grown.
read Teddy Sezite's
Poverty has increased from
report with regard to the Ugandan economy? I don't think you know what you're talking about, Rukutana.
You was last week?
No.
You were denying government.
Developed. Universities have grown from 1 to about 40.
But what is the quality of the university?
Saying that Uganda is now the second worst in terms of quality.
Standards of living of people have improved.
Very terrible. But which people are you talking about?
Has improved.
Honestly, which people is he talking about?
Income per capita has improved.
Honorable White House,
This man is just hallucinating, I think.
Independence now. One of the other reasons why we celebrate is that we can sit here and debate, albeit our disagreement.
Yeah, very important.
The Honorable Matembe can sit here.
It's not a privilege.
Yes. There was a time when that right was not there.
Did you know it? What did you do?
He can talk, he can abuse anybody.
I really dislike that.
He is the head of state. He can say anything.
People are so arrogant and patronizing.
Because that's my even protected that time.
So, to me,
not your government.
There is a reason to celebrate this independence.
It's like as if they're trying to say they've given people a privilege, you know. It's people's rights.
We can see where we're going. As they say, we can see light.
Nah, no one forgets it.
Because we wish the talented players of the Cranes.
Oh yes.
Victory on Saturday.
Oh yes, that's the one. That's a good luck from General Mutu has reminded me.
Amidst the gloom caused by political
Yeah, silver lining.
talent of the young people this country.
It's important to say, from the front line, officially from the front line, from NBS, Uganda Cranes, the boys, please go out there and break your legs. We shall repair them after that. After that, only 2 goals are good, right? Yeah. 2 goals are good against the Black Stars of Ghana, and on Saturday, five goals, but that is a bonus. General Muntu, Mr. Ofono Pondo, Sentamo Chagulanyi, and Dr. Matembe, thank you so much. And by the way, we must not mix condolences to the condolences to the family of Dr. Ebo Rendeire, who passed on this morning. So sorry for the loss of a great Ugandan. So sorry indeed. From Pablo, our chief of protocol, the Dawati from Tamarai, very good. Plot 14 is where to get Dawati. Good Dawati. Yes.
I'm still a musician. I tell my father I'm having the show, and I'm launch on the 15th of this month.
Will you be allowed? Will you be allowed? You're now a politician.
No, I'm a musician. I'm not a politician. You want me to be like
on where? When?
Let's meet at One Love Beach, Busabala, 15th of this month. It's going to be a Sunday. Everybody is welcome. Music is a uniting factor.
Thank you so much, gentlemen and lady, and to you out there, from wherever you are, who sits out there, in your sitting room to watch the front line. This is the best show for you to watch in the land. Thank you so much from the entire technical team of NBS. We say to you, good night.
Anyway, I know this has taken long, it's been prolonged and, gone on and on, but that's how talk shows are really, Most times they are like over an hour or sometimes just 1 hour. But yeah, it was a talk show still debating on the issue of the age limits, the bill that's trying to be amended in Uganda, in the Ugandan constitution, Article 102B of the constitution, which is to do with the limitation of the age for people that want to stand for presidency, which is between 35 and 75. So some people are saying they should amend it and do away with the age limitations. Others are saying no, they should leave it in place, they should leave it intact. Why? Because it's the only how do I state it? Like, it's the only safeguard that's left in the constitution to allow a peaceful transition of power from one government to another. For those that do not know, Uganda it's now 55 years from when we got independence from the British in 1962. But ever since then, there's never been a peaceful transition of power from one president or from one government to another. It's always been either through a mini war or a major war, like the one that happened, when Museveni, who is the current president right now, went to the bush in 1981 and took over, went in the bush, fought, so many people were killed, and then he managed to take power in 1986 from the then former president, who was Dr. Milton Obote, who is now the late, because he passed away. And yeah, there's always been, either a coup or, some military kind of, form of taking over power, from one government to another. So this time around, people are saying, we are not going to see that happen again, like Bobby Wine, aka Honorable Robert Chagulanyi always says, he always quotes Eria Kategaya's book, where Eria said, history never repeats itself, but it's fools that repeat history. So many people are saying we're not going to be fools. We don't want to repeat the history that already happened. The best thing right now is to have that article intact. Nobody should try and amend the constitution in any way. And I mean, yes, the constitution is amendable. Yes, the members of parliament can amend the constitution without, bringing in the citizens. But when it comes to an issue like this, where people are scared, basically, of it's uncertain of what is going to happen if they amend the article. What is going to happen to the country? What's going to happen to the people? Are people going to end up going to war again? What is going to happen? Because there's never been any free and fair elections in Uganda as well. Anyway, every time there's elections, the military is brought in, people are harassed, people are tortured, people are abused. So people are tired of seeing all that happening. It's best right now for the current president to just walk away, hold and protect his legacy that he's managed to build, and hand over power to the next person. It doesn't matter, really. It does not matter. This is not a party issue. It's not an NRM issue. It's not an opposition issue. It's not a DP, FDC or independent issue. It's a Ugandan issue. It's a citizens issue. It's every Ugandan concerned. People are not saying that, oh, we don't want the next president to come from the NRM. If the next president is coming from the NRM, fine, so be it, But let's see somebody else come into power. Let's see somebody else come in, step in, and try and, do the best that they can do, and try and do something that's different from what we have always known. Change is good and change is inevitable. It's only a fool that would not allow change. We need to accept change. We need to be open-minded and open to change as well, because you can never know what the other person can do, or what they're capable of doing, unless you've given them an opportunity, unless you've brought them in and tried and tested them. So I like how this debate has gone. I like very much the way Honorable Senta Muchagulanyi, has debated. He's a young guy. He's 35 years, not far away from myself, but he's very intelligent. He's been a musician for most of his life, and when he became a member of parliament, many people were looking down on him and thought maybe he's not intelligent enough or he's not capable. But you know what? He's outcompeted many, how do I say? He's outcompeted many generals in politics. He's outcompeted many of the politicians, in terms of his level of intelligence, his level of reasoning. I like the way he's debated today. He's held his debate. He's held his how do I call it? He's held his conversation. He's held, he's managed to, to engage everybody. He's managed to respond to everybody. He's managed to, to defend himself, to defend his points he's trying to bring across. He's managed to, to communicate. Basically, his communication has been very clear, very audible, very very, very well structured, and very much broken down, for even the ordinary person to understand what exactly he's talking about. So I applaud him. I applaud him so much. And yeah, Honorable Dr. Miriam Matembe, she's always brilliant. She's a very brilliant woman, very principled, very highly respected, very intelligent as well, and very highly qualified. And I always look up to her. She's one of my role models. And I applaud her as well for always defending what is right and standing for what is right, no matter who it is that she's standing against. Whether she's on her own, she holds her own and she debates, and she doesn't back down when she knows she's talking about the right thing. I applaud General Mugisha Muntu as well, for being a model politician, really, for being a model senior citizen of Uganda. He's been one of the people who, he was in government, he was very close friends with the president, but they fell out. And he doesn't blackmail, or he doesn't try and talk down or talk trash about, you know, who, or the president or whatever, but he puts his points across, you know, clearly, you know, and his way forward is always very clear, and you know, he always brings suggestions which you can clearly see that, you know, he has the heart to develop the country. He has the heart for, you know, for the people, even though the same government that he went and fought with, and you know, they came into power, you know, even though they have made some mistakes, he, you know, he has always tried to be different. He's always tried to, you know, to distance himself away from, you know, all the bad and negative things that they try to do, you know, and you know, make it clear that, you know what, he has a different stand, and he wishes for the country to be different. For Fonopondo, yes, I respect him, but I think he needs to stop being patronizing to people that are brought on the show. He needs to stop trying to feel like he's too smart for everybody, you know, like trying to out reason everyone. And yet, many times, the points that he tries to bring across or to defend, you know, do not actually make sense. You know, all he's trying to do is to shut people up and patronize them and intimidate them, which is not the right thing, you know. For the minister, Rukutana, whatever his name is, whatever his name is anyway. I don't think he was the right person to be brought on the show to defend whatever was being discussed, you know, because it clearly seemed like he was not at par with everything. You know, he did not have all his information, you know, at his fingertips. Many times it came across like he was looking, you know, for answers, you know, which were really far-fetched, or, you know, he didn't exactly know how to go about questions. But hey, who am I to criticize, you know? But all in all, the show has been good, and we just hope for the best. Really, we hope that, you know, many people will, you know, will decide and vote for the constitution to be upheld, you know, and nothing to be amended. Really, I know they've given out 20 million shillings to every constituent, every member of parliament, apparently to go and consult the people in their constituencies, which is nonsense, you know. That money can be used in a better way, you know. They don't need money to go and consult. You know, it's a very clear issue. You can just go and ask people, what do you want, you know? And people will let you know what they want. People have clearly voiced out their opinions, but no one wants to listen. So they're pretending under the disguise of, we don't know what our people want. Excuse me. So we need to go down to the ground and find out what they want. Hence the 20 million shillings that is being brought. You know, it's just for them to always feed their stomachs, and, you know, get bribes and, you know, make themselves rich all the time, you know. Yet the citizens are, you know, are suffering. The level of poverty in Uganda is very high, and it's very sad to see the way people live, to see, you know, the way things are happening in this very beautiful country. Very, very beautiful. Uganda is one of the most beautiful countries you can ever come across in the world. Very beautiful people, very nice people, humble people, laid back people, you know, conservative people. Yes, conservative in different ways, you know, some ways of conservativeness that I don't agree with, but then, you know, in other aspects of being conservative, you know, I do agree, and, you know, I highly respect and love the way it is, you know. But Uganda is one of the most beautiful countries, you know. It's sad to see that we are even losing the love for our own country. It's sad to see that we are losing the meaning of the Pearl of Africa, yet we should hold it up high and be proud of it, you know. So all in all, I think the 20 million shillings being given out to people, to the members of parliament, can be put to better use. Buy a cancer machine, you know, improve the universities, the quality of the universities, the government universities, improve the quality of the government schools, improve the quality of the health centers, the government hospitals, improve the quality of, you know, create projects in the communities, you know, and employ the big number of youths that are unemployed, you know. Those are the things that we need. These are the things that we need to be done, you know, other than wasting 20 million going to bribe people in the community. just to pass a motion, to pass a bill that you clearly all know that is being passed in bad faith and is being passed to favor just one individual out of the 30-something million, 36 million Ugandans that are available. You know, is he that important? Is he that important over the 36 million people that are available in Uganda? No. You know, to the members of parliament in the opposition who have clearly come out and said they are not going to take the 20 million, my advice to them all would probably be, take the money, put the money together as all of you who have rejected it and you're not going to use it for the purpose that it's intended for. Either give it to hospitals or to schools, or create projects that you think are going to benefit the citizens, are going to benefit the unemployed youths, are going to benefit the women and children, you know, that are suffering. You know, use this money to do something different and show the government that, you know what, we can put this money to better use. You know, do something substantial, do something, you know, that is going to be of benefit, is going to be of great use, you know, and show it to them and prove to them that, you know what, whereas you people decided to go and eat the money, you decided to go and bribe people, we collectively put this money together and look at the things that we've done. Look at the level of improvement that we've made to the government hospitals. Look at the level of improvement that we've made to the schools, the universities. Look at the projects we've created for women, for widows, for children, orphans, you know, for the unemployed youths in the community. You know, it's as easy as that. We need to see things changing. We need to begin thinking, you know, 10 steps ahead of everybody else. You know, my prayer is for things to change, for me to be able to see a peaceful transition of power in 2021, and I know God will make that possible. So all this arrogance that people are portraying, you know, the Ofonos, the Nankabiras, the Anites, and the rest, I pray in Jesus' name that there may come a day when they will swallow their own words. You know, the Bible says, God shall bless the humble. And for sure, their arrogance will bring their downfall. You know, it's just a matter of making yourself humble. God has given you, God has blessed you and given you positions of authority. You know, your ministers, your, I don't know, advisors to the president, your everything else, you know. Be humble. Use those positions to glorify God. Use those positions to bless other people, you know, instead of terrorizing other people, instead of abusing other people's rights, instead of stealing from them. It's not right, you know. I know I have to end this video, but that reminds me of a quote that someone sent one time. Let me just read it. Let me just quickly find it and read it. I know this vlog has gone over, you know, over its time, but let me just find it quickly and read it out. Yeah, it says, it's in Isaiah chapter 10, you know, and it says, chapter 10, verse 1 to about 6. Just look at those lawmakers who write evil laws and make life hard for the people. They are not fair to the poor. They take away the rights of the poor and allow people to steal from widows and orphans. Lawmakers, you will have to explain what you have done. What will you do then? Your destruction is coming from a faraway country. Where will you run for help? Your money and your riches will not help you. You will have to bow down like a prisoner. You will fall down like a dead man, but that will not help you. God will still be angry and ready to punish you. You know? Humility, humility. When you're a leader, when you're in a position of authority, humility matters a lot. That's why they say, if you want to see the real character of a person, give them power and see what they'll do with the power. You know, And many times people go wrong. Many times people use, misuse their positions, misuse the power that they've been handed over, Instead of using your power to bless other people, to protect widows and children, and orphans, to help the unemployed, to help the sick, to do things that will benefit other people, and bless other people with what has been blessed, what you've been blessed with as well. Instead, they sideline other people and, it's unfair. I know, yes, the world is unfair, like people say, and that's why, our fingers are, are not the same size as well. But you know what? In the eyes of God, we are all the same. If only people can take time and reevaluate their lives, and look at the things that they're doing. I think we all deserve a chance. I think we all deserve to be treated the same, With that said, anyway, yeah, I hope, my videos, can always send out a message, 1 or 2 messages or 1 or 2 lessons to people to learn something from it, I'll see you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. For God and my country, I'm out of here.